Slightly too thick that time. That's why the cue ball's woefully short of that baulk cushion. So, long red for Judd. Swing the cue ball round. Black's waiting over the green pocket. Nicely played, and that's a friendly nudge. Pink to centre. Yeah, holds his hand up there. Didn't intend the cannon, but he would have been on a colour, no matter what there though. The black hanging over the pocket. So Judd's in first again. Has been the pattern so far tonight. He's got him first, 50, 60 odd break. Hasn't been able to close it out.
So
be looking to get the black back on its spot as quick as he can.
8.
Obviously, it's the quickest way to score. Not sure if he intended to play on it this time, but he's got no choice now, having run the cue ball past the baulk line. So we're going to need to see another exhibition of Judd's cue power here, with the rest this time. Nicely played. Didn't actually play for any particular red there, just bring the cue ball down into an area where he thought there was a good chance of landing on one. So 1 or 2 good shots away from being in prime position this frame. Nicely played. And I think Judd would love to get a century or 2 this week. Just get over that 100 mark so he can stop thinking about it. Just get on with playing snooker again. No doubt it's on his mind.
Yes, there are 2 targets.
23.
One to become the second player ever to make 100 centuries in a single season, following Neil Robertson.
24.
The other target, of course, is to beat Robertson's all-time record of 103. Both are in Trump's sights.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if he doesn't do it, but I think it was inevitable that it was going to just slow up a little bit as he got towards the winning line, so to speak. I think if I remember rightly, Neil was pretty much the same. He sort of raced up to in the 90s, and then the last few were a bit harder to come by. I think it's only inevitable.
The rich irony is that Robertson made his 100th century against Trump at the Crucible.
Yeah, I don't think Judd's forgotten that. That's why he'll be all out to beat the record.
Yes, I will remember that match. I was commentating on it. Robertson, quite correctly, and with every justification, was really proud. Trump just looked underwhelmed.
37.
Yeah, both prolific winners, both great ambassadors for the game, but slightly different characters. Neil's has been in the past, quite animated when he's won tournaments, rightly so. Judd's a bit more low-key. That's what the game needs, though, all different types of characters.
45.
But again, same as the last two frames, Judd's found his way nicely to
46.
the half-century mark. Just needs to convert this one into a frame winner. Reds are not situated too badly. They're all covering each other, but they're not a bad bunch to go into. But ideally, you'd like to go into them off the black, but that's what caused the problem here. He's going to get onto the black off this next red. Well, he managed to get into him there. I didn't think that shot was on. He's forced an angle out of that black there. Played that very well. Not all the players could have played that shot. Judd obviously got more cue power than most.
Could have done with a little nudge on the red that came off the side cushion to hold the cue ball more in mid-table. As it is under the cushion, this is eminently missable, especially with the frame still up for grabs. What a cracking shot, even hitting the blue into the thin portion of the pocket to maximise the angle.
59.
Not out of the woods yet, though.
That's another good recovery part. He's done well. Sorry, done well here. He's rescued the situation. 2 or 3 good pots on the spin. Now back in absolute prime position. I think Judd will be desperate here to want to make a century.
64.
Well, the Tour Championship, very fertile ground for centuries. It was the first year of the event. Last year, bear in mind there's only 7 matches, we saw 22 centuries. And in the first match of this year's event, we saw 8. By the way, that's a record for centuries combined for 2 players in a best of 17.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at that. It's not very... It's not every day you get 8 centuries in a best of 17. And I think that match will go some way to meet the record we broke this year. It's a great first day, 8 centuries. You'd think there'd be another 15 throughout the week. Judd looking to get his century tally off and running this frame.
Well, this most elementary of pinks is frame ball.
Yeah, you can see Judd looking more and more confident now. Obviously, there's not a lot coming back from his opponent, so that always helps. But I think he's struck the ball better this evening. He's looked more dangerous. Could quite easily have had 2 frame-winning breaks in the first 2 frames. Just slipped up, a little bit careless, if anything. This is much more like it. Again, not happy with the contact there. Can tell it was a heavy one because the cue ball didn't come back in a straight line. Just threw off from to the right-hand side.
Well, not for the first time today, going all around the table and judging a positional shot to perfection.
87.
Yeah, I think it goes without saying, Phil. I don't think there's ever been a player in the game that can send a cue ball so far around the table with such precision his judge of the pace is incredible for me. He always, he's took that cue ball 24, 25 feet around the table and just lands it exactly where he wanted it. But he does it so often. You see him do it all the time.
Yes, he potted a superb pink all around the houses to drop on the penultimate red during that crucial 60 clearance to snatch frame 4. It was early in the match, but it was a real blow for Higgins. And he's back, pursuing centuries again.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be long. He's definitely grown into this match. He'll be glad to get that one out of the way. Get the old century ticking over again.
Just a reminder, 98 for the season, 714 for his career. And now he's thinking about setting a new target for the highest break of the tournament. Steve Maguire's best yesterday was 136. 135, I should say. He's got 136 on here. Now with the pink, can only tie that.
108.
Yeah, he's a nice man, isn't he? All art. Thought he'd share the 10,000 with Stephen. He's not a greedy guy.
Don't you believe it? Probably working on the assumption that 135 won't be enough to land a half share of £10,000. But bear in mind, last year's highest break in this tournament was 135. So there's hope.
$122. $128.
They call a total clearance a TC. There's another TC that Trump is in at the moment. Total control. 8-3 ahead.